A 5-game win streak, a share of first place in the WAC. Yes, the UH football team is getting noticed these days. Today, quarterback Bryant Moniz was one of 10 QBs added to the watch list for the Manning Award given to the country's top quarterback. Moniz is #1 in the nation in passing yards per game, 365, and touchdown tosses, 22, while completing 65% of his throws and firing just 6 picks. The Manning Award is sponsored by the All-State Sugar Bowl and named, of course, in honor of the famous Manning family of quarterbacks. How you doing, everybody? Let's talk sports. In addition to some rec for Moniz, both the WAC Offensive and Defensive Player of the Week honors went to Warriors today. Hawaii running back Alex Green got the offensive nod, the first in his career. He rushed for 172 yards and 4 touchdowns in the Warriors' 45-7 rout of Utah State this past Saturday. The most rushing TDs in a game for UH since 1995 and most yards since 1993. And for the second straight week, linebacker Corey Paredes got the conference defensive honor. That gives him 3 for his career. Paredes had 10 tackles and 2 interceptions versus the Aggies. The Warriors are now tied for 11th nationally in turnover margin and are also now just 1 win away from qualifying for a postseason bowl, heading into this weekend's home game against Idaho. Head coach Greg McMackin says right now his team's got the right state of mind.
This is the next game, and we play one game at a time. We're playing it pro style. We don't get too high. We don't get too low. That was a great win, this weekend, but our guys aren't, they weren't hooping and hollering in the locker room at any of our wins. We've got another one to go this weekend.
Now, some bad news for Hawaii. Coach Mack saying today that punt returner Ryan Henry is out for the rest of the season with a torn ACL. It's Idaho coming up next with a 4-3 record, 1-1 in the WAC. Warriors and Vandals are 1st and 4th in the country, respectively, in passing offense. Kickoff is set for 5:30 p.m. at Aloha State.
I hope you're all having a pleasant evening. For their efforts in Hawaii's 45-7 road win against Utah State Saturday, 2 Warriors named WAC Players of the Week today. Running back Alex Green, 14 carries for a career-best 172 yards and 4 touchdowns. First from the UH with 4 rushing TDs in 1 game since Glenn Freitas back in 1995. Green's tops on the team with 488 rushing yards this season and 10 trips into the end zone. Also has 19 receptions for 253 yards and another TD. For the second week in a row, junior linebacker Corey Paredes is WAC Defensive Player of the Week. Castlegraph had 10 tackles versus the Aggies with 2 interceptions. Paredes has 92 tackles this season, tops in conference, tied for 6th in the country, averaging 11.5 stops per game.
He's playing as well as anybody in the WAC. Those 2 interceptions both set up touchdowns, and one of them, he jumped higher than I think he thinks he can jump. That guy was a 6'7" tight end, and he was right up with his hands. And he admits he doesn't have that hop, but he got up and got it. Big time playing by Alex Green. Did a great job. He's just an outstanding running back.
Warriors 6-2 overall, 4-0 atop the WAC standings. Next is Idaho. If Hawaii handles the Vandals Saturday, they'll secure a spot in the Christmas Eve Hawaii Bowl. Go figure. UH quarterback Bryant Moniz, leading the nation in most major categories, not named a finalist for college football's Davey O'Brien Award today, representing the top QB in the country. What? Leilehua grads #1 in the nation with 2,921 passing yards, tops in the country with 22 touchdowns, leader in total offense per game at 374. Mo is triggerman of the top passing game in the nation. Warriors averaging 400 yards per game, and UH is 3rd in the WAC, 9th in the country, averaging 491 yards total offense per game. Moniz is, though, one of 10 finalists for college football's Manning Award.
That game winning streak has fans thinking about the magical Sugar Bowl season of 3 years ago. Dwayne Shimagawa has more on the UH fan frenzy.
Shades of 2007 are beginning to show up, literally, during this year's edition of the Warriors.
I've never seen a win streak like this, not since the Sugar Bowl run back in 2007, and I was in the UH marching band at the time, and those were like every game was pretty much a must go to, and from what I feel for this year, it's like every game this year thus far is like you have to be there.
I think it's pretty exciting. I think it's exciting for us who've been following them, who've seen the good times with June Jones and then a little lower time through McMackin, but I'm glad that I think the people gave this new team some time for McMackin to build his team, and then now we're seeing the rewards.
Gino Patagi is a season ticket holder, so I bet you're thinking, why is he buying tickets? Well, this one's for his sister.
She hears about the football team all the time on the news, and she wanted to come check it out live.
Hawaii better get off the field.
But it's not just his sister feeling the team's buzz.
I've been getting a lot of questions actually from my coworkers because they know I'm a season ticket holder. So they've been asking about getting tickets to the game or just asking about the team in general. So it seems like there is a lot of buzz out there.
At the downtown Rainbow Teak, sales have doubled since the streak. Everything from these foam shakas to Hello Kitty gear have been hot sellers.
Momentum is on there now, so like they should keep it up, turn this positive drive into some good stuff.
They're in the beginning of the season, a lot of people seem down on them, but now they've been a good winning streak. A lot of people have been the buzz about them, and the excitement about them has been picking up. So it's good. It's good for the state, good for us.
We could even look forward to next year. Maybe we might make it to another Sugar Bowl or another bowl, another BCS game. Who knows?
Welcome back. Statistically, Warrior quarterback Bryant Muniz is ranked among the nation's best in most categories. But today, the junior received confirmation that the nation is taking notice of his play. Today, the committee for the Manning Award, given to the nation's best quarterback, announced that Muniz was among 10 QBs to be added to their midseason watch list. The Manning Award is named after the Manning family, who arguably had 3 of the top QBs to ever play college football. The winner will be announced on January 19th, 2011. So, why is Muniz worthy of being a finalist? Well, check out his numbers. The Lilihua grad leads the nation in 4 major statistical categories and is among the top 15 in 3 others. Of course, you can add to this list that his Warriors are a perfect 4-0 and on top of the WAC standings. But that wasn't the only good news from Manoa today. Running back Alex Green was named the WAC's Offensive Player of the Week after running for a career-high 172 yards and 4 touchdowns against the Aggies, while linebacker Corey Paredes was voted the WAC's Defensive Player of the Week for the 2nd straight time. The Castle alum had 10 tackles and 2 interceptions in Hawaii's 45-7 win over Utah State. Coach Mack says Paredes deserves to be mentioned with the WAC's best.
He's playing as well as anybody in the WAC. Those 2 interceptions both set up touchdowns, and one of them, he jumped higher than I think he thinks he can jump. That guy was a 6'7" tight end, and he was right up with his hands. And he admits he doesn't have that hop, but he got up and got it, and he was all over the field.
Now, some bad news. As we told you last night, kick returner Ryan Henry had a tear in his ACL. Today, Coach Mack confirmed that he will miss the remainder of the season with that knee injury. On the season, the senior was 4th in the WAC with a 5.3-yard punt return average. Of course, for an in-depth look at the Warriors' next opponent, which is Idaho, and for a behind-the-scenes look at safety Mana Silva, tune into the Coach Mack Show next, only on KGMB.